Today we're going to be solving subtraction with mixed numbers using the regrouping or ungrouping strategy. We'll call it ungrouping. So in a regular subtraction problem, if you don't have enough on the top to take away the bottom, then you have to ungroup one of your numbers. And in this case, we have the same problem. I can subtract 3 from 5, but I can't subtract 2/3 from 1/3. It just won't work because I have one piece and I'm trying to take 2 away from that. So instead what we've got to do is we've got to cut one of these whole pieces up into thirds. And I'll show you how to do it right here. Here's our 5/3. 1, 2, 3, here's our 5 and 1/3. 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, 4 holes, 5 holes, and here's our 1/3. 5 and 1/3. But the ungrouping strategy tells us that we can actually change 5 and 1/3 into 1, 2, 3, 4, and take this whole, which is really the same as 3/3, and add it to the extra 1/3. So now we have 4 and how many thirds? That's right, 4/3. So our new number, after we make our changes, and we're going to do that the same way as you do normal ungrouping, is 4 and 4/3. Now take a look at the subtraction problem. Sure enough, we can do it. 4/3 minus 2/3 equals 2/3, and 4 minus 3 equals 1. Let's try it here. 4/3 minus 2/3. So I'm going to take 1/3 away, and I'm going to take 2/3 away. And again, that leaves us with 2/3. And now we're going to do 4 minus 3. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. And our final answer is 1 and 2/3. Let's try one more. 4 and 1/4 minus 2 and 3/4. Again, are we going to have to ungroup? We are. We're going to have to ungroup that 4 there because we can't take 3/4 away from 1/4. So we're going to have to ungroup that 4 to add more pieces to take away. So here's our 4 and 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1/4. And let's ungroup this extra hole here. So instead of this being a hole, we'll call it 4/4. And we're going to add that to this 1/4. And how many fourths does that give us? 5/4. And we used to have 4 holes, but now we only have 3 holes. So let's go ahead and make those changes. Instead of 4 holes, we have 3 holes. And instead of 1/4, we have 5/4. 3 holes, 5/4. Can we subtract now? We sure can. What's 5/4 minus 3/4? 2/4. And what's 3 minus 2? 1. Let's just double check and make sure we did it right with our pictures. 5/4 minus 3/4. Minus 1/4. Minus 2/4. Minus 3/4. Okay, and then we're going to do 3 minus 2. So we're going to take one of these away, and we're going to take another one of these holes away. So that leaves us with 1 and 2/4. Either way you do it, whether you have pictures, which is rare, or whether you're using numbers, which is more likely, the strategy is when you don't have enough at the top to subtract from the bottom, you must regroup and ungroup the holes to make more fractions. So I hope that helps working with mixed number subtraction. So now that we've looked at how to subtract mixed numbers with regrouping using pictures, we really should get a strategy down for if you don't have pictures, if you're just looking at numbers. So again, let's zero in on this one here. We have 2 1/3 and we're subtracting 1 4/3. How do we regroup that 1/3 and the 2 so that we're able to take away the 4/3? Again, we've got to take one of these wholes away, and since we're taking 1 away, the 2 now becomes a 1. But since we're adding an extra whole, 1 whole is actually the same as 3/3. So that 1 that we lost over there, we're just adding on this side. And that's 1 whole. And what is 1/3 plus 3/3? 4/3. So our new answer after regrouping, or our new number after regrouping, 2 1/3 turned into 1 4/3. And guess what? That's the same as what we're subtracting. So we're left with nothing. Let's try this one. 5 1/5. Subtract 3 4/5. We can't do it knowing that 4/5 is on the bottom and 1/5 is on the top. So again, we are going to ungroup this 5, take 1 whole away, and that becomes a 4. And now, how many fifths make a whole? 5/5. So that 1 that went away over there, we're just adding it onto the fractions, and we're ungrouping it so that it becomes easier pieces to pull apart. And 1/5 plus 5/5 equals, that's right, 6/5. So our new number goes from 5 1/5 to 4 6/5. 6/5 minus 4/5 equals 2/5. And 4 minus 3 equals 1. So now you know the strategy and you know how to do it with writing. You can turn 5 1/5 into 4 6/5 by taking away an extra whole and adding it on the other side. Same thing with 2 1/3, changing it to 1 4/3, taking away that extra whole and regrouping it to the other side. Hope that helps.